Well, today we are learning that it is never too late to find your favorite summer beach read. Hello and welcome to Local on 2. I'm Laura Schweizer.
And I'm Stephanie Langston, and Victoria Benton Frank just flew into town to share her new book, The Violet Hour, a Lowcountry tale with us. It's a novel about overcoming tragedy, but it also has a great sense of humor about it.
Yes, for those who love South Carolina and want to go there mentally, this book is for you. Welcome in, girl. Happy to have you.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, we're glad that you're here. Okay, so this book, we've got to talk about it. I know it is about grief, which you know very well. Give us an overview.
Well, I wanted to write a book that I wanted to read, which is always how I start off with a novel. Always been very influenced by the Lowcountry and Southern stories in general. I love multi-generational stories about dysfunctional family and how women kind of navigate that. But grief was something that I didn't think I was going to write about because it was so fresh. I lost my mother in 2019 when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I published my first book right after that. And I figured that I would eventually write about losing my mom, but it took a long time to get there, and then it came sooner than I expected, because once I started writing, I realized that that was the main goal of this book, was to show how grief shapes you as a person in the world. That sounds really dark, but you can also find a lot of humor through trauma, and I think that that's what I try to deliver in this book. But I also play with the theme that grief isn't just about death. Sometimes it's just giant disappointment, like your career or, you know, a breakup or something like that. So that's why I wrote the book. That's kind of what it's about. It's hard to explain a whole book.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
Did you find healing in that process, though?
Absolutely. Yes. I think that I know myself a lot better. It's very therapeutic. You know, there's kind of a split school of thought where, like, one is like, absolutely don't make it therapy. But how can you not? You know, if you listen to any great love song here in the Music City, you'd know that it comes from heartbreak. So.
Well, and you say, we've got to talk about the characters. First, you say the setting is the true protagonist.
Yes.
And second of all, you say you can follow these characters along in your books.
Yeah.
Explain.
So I'm a reader first before anything. I never really thought, I still don't think I'm very qualified to write a novel, but here we are. I have a contract, so I guess I am. But I like to give Easter eggs of where the characters are. So from my Magnolia Summer, you get an update of where Maggie is in the second book. And then in the third book that I'm writing now, you get an update about these characters and Maggie. So it's they're all within the universe. This isn't a sequel. It's another book, a standalone novel within this universe that I've created in Charleston, South Carolina.
Wow, and you're already rocking and rolling on your third one.
Yes,
Mom
girl.
of two over here.
I got bills. Those kids are expensive.
Right?
They like Disney. I need to write these books.
Well, you talked a little bit about your mom, and your mom was a great writer. You're really trying to follow in her footsteps here, it sounds like you say.
I am.
I mean, you were in culinary school, though, originally. Tell us a bit more about your backstory.
Well, it's always so funny talking about yourself. Like, it's one thing to talk about the book. My backstory is that I've always been a storyteller, and I think that I started off as an actress and I danced, and then I went to culinary school, which is another way of telling a story. You know, if you look at a plate of food, you can tell where someone comes from, what they hold sacred, dietary restrictions, all of that. It shapes who they are. So writing a book is sort of my next level. It was leveling up and quite literally being a storyteller, and I absolutely love it.
Oh, and you are telling stories through your food and recipes. I'm about to make her peach cobbler, people. That looks amazing.
It's so good.
Is there any plans for maybe a book?
Maybe.
A cookbook?
Maybe. We'll see. My husband's a chef, so we always toy with the idea of doing it, and he's an amateur photographer, so we might marry the two. Maybe.
Ooh, very
We just want to
good.
come to your house. Your
God,
husband
come on,
being
girl.
a chef and you being the culinary person that you are. You said this is not your first time to Nashville, and Nashville's become quite a foodie scene. What do you like about Nashville?
Oh my God.
Will it make its way into one of your books?
It might. I mean, who knows? Nantucket's in my second book because I love it so much. I love Nashville. I think it's so fun. I love music. I love to sing. So I'm really like always influenced by all the live music. I mean, they have it at the airport. It's like it's everywhere. And also, I love to eat. So like every time I come here, that hot chicken is good. I love Nashville.
It is. Finger licking good. Okay, so hey, I want to circle back to this theme of grief in the book, and if it was healing for you, we really need to talk more about your mom because she was a star author.
Yes, she was.
Tell her story, please.
Gosh, I don't know that we have enough time to tell the story of Dot Frank, but she is incredible. Like me, just decided to sit down and write a book. There was no, I think she took one creative writing class, and she was inspired by the loss of her mother to start writing. My mom's dying words to me, which I will edit because we're on live television, was finish your book. And she really encouraged me to do so, because when you're a writer, you have this unbelievable opportunity to window into different lives and different perspectives and cultures. You can do anything you want. You can be an artist or an astronaut or a doctor, you know, so you get to try on different lives within it. And you can do it at home and raise children. So she did that, and she got very successful, and it was incredible. She wrote 20 best-selling novels. I mean, just a juggernaut, and was just as fun too. It wasn't just that she was this amazing writer, she was an incredible woman. So I had a great role model.
And you guys wrote a children's book together
We did.
as well.
Yes.
It's got to be so special.
It was. I was nursing my son Teddy, and I married an Italian, and I started calling him Teddy Spaghetti. And so she was like, that sounds like a children's book. I was like, you want to write one together? She's like, yeah, what else are you going to do? And I was like, you know, anyone who's had a baby, you're like stuck. I mean, nap traps, you know, nursing, this whole thing. That child nursed for 2 years. He owes me everything. But so we wrote this book in 2 weeks. It was crazy. And then we found an illustrator and we put it together, and people were like, it's so cute. And it's about food and bullying and being, you know, unapologetically yourself and being authentic, which is something that is very important, was to my mother and is to me, both as women, as writers, and as parents. So.
How wonderful.
Fun.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Can't wait to dive into it. Everyone, get your copy of The Violet Hour at Parnassus Books tonight, and you can meet Victoria there. It's at 6:30. You can read more about this book at victoriabentonfrank.com.